Hey, I'm Steph, and I'm obsessed with all things travel, marketing, branding, and helping you stand out from the crowd. In just under 2 years, I went from being a home-based travel agent with zero clue how to make it work in the digital world to launching an international ranking travel podcast and creating an online course to help travel agents in lead generation. Here's one thing I know for sure. There has never in the history of the world been a better time to create the travel business you've always wanted. All you need is an actionable strategy and someone to show you the way. Picture this, we're going to spend the next hour of our time together at the Swim Up Pool Bar, where over a cocktail, we deep dive into travel-related topics, mixed with a little classroom training. This show is dedicated to encouraging you to step outside of your comfort zone and into your travel business. I'll show you how I did it and how you can too. Hit subscribe now and let's get into it. If you're a travel agent wanting to onboard your perfect fit clients into your biz, download my free cheat sheet for lead generation systems you can use right now. Head to stephaниemyers.academy/cheat sheet. You're listening to Unplug in Paradise, the podcast. Hello. Welcome to episode 5 of Travel by Stephanie, the social podcast. If you're tuning in and you haven't heard my podcast before, my name is Stephanie Myers and I am an MTA mobile travel agent. Thank you for joining us here on the show. And if you've been following my podcast journey, thank you for coming back and listening to new episodes that are coming through every week. So in this episode, we will be breaking down the basics of ocean cruising in regards to what is included. In case you don't already know, I am an absolute cruise geek. Don't laugh. So for those of you that know this, you definitely will be laughing right about now. So yes, I love all sorts of different cruise ships and I'm so amazed by how they've changed over the years. Gone are the days when you would associate cruising with your grandparents. The Love Boat era, of course. So a perfect episode for you if you're thinking of considering a cruise holiday over a land-based holiday. This simply means that you'd prefer to look at maybe cruising as an option or as opposed to a flight, accommodation, transfers, tours, etc. On the land. So my aim here is to give you a really solid handle of all the little inclusions you may or may not be aware of while on board a cruise, especially when they come as a bonus as at the time of when you book. Each cruise line is different in terms of its offerings, like really different, from your luxury liners, expedition ships, to your ocean liners and mega ships. They all offer unique extras when it comes to booking. Some really steals with onboard credit, cabin upgrades, or complimentary drinks packages. Others are more of a value add, so like perhaps they're including a free shore excursion or a specialty dining at the restaurant on board, or it could be a VIP experience if you're one of the first passengers to book on that particular departure. Nonetheless, cruises are already so jam-packed with inclusions. Anything extra is definitely an added bonus. So what are we doing here with all of these inclusions and when can we start utilising them? Well, stay tuned as I explain a few of the main concepts to you. Okay, so number 1. This is one that I get asked all the time, and it's regarding onboard credit. What is onboard credit and when can I start spending it is the usual question. Am I right? Yes, so onboard credit is awarded to your cabin type at time of booking. The actual amount you receive for onboard credit does differ depending on the cabin type that you've booked. So for example, if you and I went cruising and we booked an inside cabin, our onboard spend might be around about $50 total for the cabin. This is a fictional amount. So it could be $50 for the cabin as opposed to our friends who have booked a balcony cabin and they have received $200 total for the cabin. So they would split that up among the amount of people that are in the cabin. So usually the higher the cabin grade, the higher the onboard credit. Normally, onboard credit can only be spent on board the ship, so it's really handy for any spa treatments you've got your eye on, which is my immediate go-to. I love getting spa treatments at sea. It's just the absolute best. However, I usually wait a day or two when I get on board before booking in a treatment, as they usually release a really great range of packages throughout the cruise, some of which of you are in dire need for some pampering, and it's always good to just get it for that little bit cheaper. It can also be put towards shore excursions, so onboard credit can be used for shore excursions or shore tours depending on the cruise line you're looking to sail on. You can also put it towards souvenirs purchased on board, specialty dining reservations that aren't always included, and even a little masterclasses are held on board as well. So these change throughout the range of different cruise ships that are out there. But for example, you've got cocktail making, which is so up my alley, wine tasting, you've got different cooking classes, so these can be specialised for which destinations that you're sailing to, and you've got activities such as bingo, which is always a pretty big favourite on board. The only place you're not able to use onboard credit is, do you think you can guess? Yes, you're a winner. That's right. The casino. Technically, you should be gambling your own money. So all the cruise lines, they usually prohibit onboard credit being used to settle any losses when it comes to using the casino. So keep that in mind. Okay, number 2 is often cruise companies can offer a complimentary free upgrade for cabins type. So if you've booked in an ocean view cabin and you may be going up to a balcony, or you've booked an inside cabin going up to an ocean view, this is a really popular promo as it gives the opportunity to upgrade for the same price that you've paid already. So unfortunately, the offer doesn't go from an ocean view or a balcony to a penthouse, which absolutely would be amazing. I actually was recently on board the P&O Pacific Aria and had the pleasure of inspecting the penthouse suite. And oh my gosh, it was such a shock as it was bigger and better than I was anticipating. And it was a real treat, that's for sure. With saying this, companies such as Royal Caribbean International, Princess Cruises offer free balcony upgrades from ocean view cabins, so there are campaigns worth keeping an eye out for. Another one, which is number 3, is different cruise lines can sometimes release drinks packages as well, which offer really great value. This can either be an alcoholic or a non-alcoholic beverage package, depending on the promotion. Either way, check to see what the inclusions are, as drinks packages can be quite expensive to purchase either prior to the cruise or on board. So it's definitely a really great value add if you can get a promo that includes it. Number 4, now you'll find that more of your premium cruise lines tend to add extras such as shore excursions and the occasional air credit to put toward meeting up with the starting point of the ship. These aren't offered as often due to the destinations and itineraries that these ship lines offer. So what I suggest you do is book when these higher end companies release a special. So usually it's for last cabins available, or they're showcasing a new ship to their fleet, or they're just trying to fill their fleet up with new passengers that have never experienced their product before or haven't experienced their new destination that they may have released. Some of these deals I see are absolutely too hard to miss. So if you're wanting to know when these deals are released, flick me an email. I can get you on my mailing list, keep you updated with all the offers as soon as they hit the ground. So we've been talking about the different promotions such as onboard credit, how you can use it on board, what is available out there in ways of cabin upgrades, what drinks packages can sometimes be included, and what the high-end, more premium cruise lines tend to offer you as value for your next bookings. If you have any questions or would like for me to elaborate on any of these points in depth, or have an interest in a specific cruise line, let me know. I'll do my best to get them on the show. So thanks for tuning in, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so, as I don't want you missing out on any episodes. This is Travel by Stephanie, the social podcast, signing off until next time. Bye.